Hello, my scrappy friends. Welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today, we're actually going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be live today. Live in the sense of I'm going to be doing everything right now versus pre-record, fast forward, edit out some certain parts, and then just go from there. So but I wanted, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to talk to you about bold papers. Now, I didn't go through my stash pulling out all the ones that are very bold that could be kind of intimidating on to use, but I did come across this one. This is the paper that I'm going to use today for my daughter's friend's album. I'm creating a new album for my daughter's friend. This is going to be now the third album that I've made for one of her friends. Not only her friend appreciates it, but definitely the mom as well. And I'm starting off with this one. Now, I remember when I got this in the kit. This was from a 2015 Studio Calico kit. I used to subscribe to their scrapbooking kits. I think I was on a month-to-month subscription. When I got this, I cannot tell you, I looked at it and thought, how am I supposed to use this? What am I supposed to do with this? And I thought I would never, ever use it. Fast forward to 7 years later, and oh my gosh, I actually wish I had more of this paper. This would be the perfect to the beginning of the year to the end of whatever year that you're on, or a journey that maybe you're going to be documenting. So this paper I think is so awesome now that I look back on it, and wish that I had actually ordered more, but I didn't. I just grabbed with what I had in my kit. Now, this can be very intimidating because you're probably thinking to yourself, Desiree, how are you going to use this? If I did use this side would be way easier because look at all this empty white space we have right here. But I'm not going to use this one. I'm actually going to use this side, the hardest side, right? The most challenging side, but it ended up is going to be very, very, very easy. First of all, the beginning. I think the page is almost pretty much done for you. So here's the areas that I'm looking at on where I can go ahead and place some embellishments, my photo, and that would be this uppercase right here, this upper top part of the paper. I can easily put an embellishment cluster here. I have this empty space right here that I could put a photo. And then this does not fit on what I'm documenting. I am documenting how in kinder these two met and have been pretty much inseparable ever since. They've always had a huge group of friends. That's kind of shifted throughout the years, but they have always stayed friends. And this is the very first photo I have. Because I was working, I wasn't there to take photos, but this is the one I had that I think her mom sent me that day. So I am going to go ahead and use that one. And when I looked at it, my very first thought was I need to cover this up because like I said, it doesn't really fit to the story that I'm documenting. But I want you to see that once I place this photo here, you are still able to read the beginning, okay? However, as I was pulling out some embellishments from my little bits and bobs bin, I kept it really simple of what I wanted to use. I went through everything here and just found anything that I think that might work. And so as I proceeded to look at that stuff, I am honestly thinking I am going to place this here. This is cut off, and yes, the reason why I'm moving it to the edge is because of this doesn't have an edge. And I'm okay with that because the photo itself is going to kind of come off the page as well. So I'm going to have it here, cut like probably right here, cut that down here, and then cut off the white space or white frame right here because I just won't need it. And then it'll be kind of like that. Also with some some embellishments. And I'm going to have embellishments here. And then I'm going to put a banner of some sort, probably with 2 fishtail ends right here to finish off the title. That's going to say the beginning of a great friendship. And that's what's going to go right here. Because like I said, I don't ever journal when it comes to any albums that I make for other people because those are my words, not theirs. And I want them to be able to tell their own story if they choose to. All right. So that would be the the two areas that I definitely would place photos. I also thought about, you can even have it 2 by 2 squares going across if you wanted this. So if I had a bunch of small little photos, which I do, all of kinder year, I could have put everything that they did, but then they were for me, too small. I think, especially for group photos. So I'm not going to do that idea. But you could have done that if you have, like transformation, whatever it is that you're documenting, and then your journaling spot could go here as well. All right, let's go ahead and, I said I wasn't going to put you on fast forward, but now that I've already kind of discussed on how, if you have something very similar in your stash, on how to use it, or if you even have this piece of paper, hopefully that gives you some insight on what you can do, some ideas on how to create a layout using this paper. All right, let's get started. Okay, now that I've went on live and kind of talked to you about where I'd place everything, this video went by super quick. I got this done in under 8 minutes, which has been, needs to go down in history for me, since I've been scrapbooking as the fastest page that I've ever completed. But it definitely did help with me discussing it on where I was going to place everything in the beginning. All right, so I did cut down this 3 by 5 or 3.5 by 5 photo, and I took off all the bordering, and then I placed it on that 3 by 4 card. I'm going to have it go off the page, being that I know that the 3 by 4 card is not complete, so there's not going to be able to have a border all the way around that photo. So that's why I placed it the way I did. I did have to cut down to that 3 by 4 card because, as you could see just a few minutes ago, it didn't match up with the photo. So I want it to definitely be more shape of the photo, of the size of it. And so I trimmed all that down. And now I'm just kind of layering up my embellishments. It definitely was a great placement to have it going off the left side of that photo, being that the photograph on the right side is running off the page. So that was a very great spot to place everything. So I'm just trying to get it all lined up so that way nothing is going over the actual page. Now, as I'm going through on everything, I'm pulling out stuff that I knew I wanted as far as embellishments, kind of layering. I do this very often where I will go through my bits and bobs bin, and I kind of make that the, I guess you could say, product focus, where I limit myself to just these products. I definitely need to do this more often because I used everything from that bits and bob bin, and I'm definitely wanting to try to use up more of it versus adding to it to where it just overflows. But that kind of helps me lock in everything versus having to go back into my stash trying to find other things. Now, I definitely will do that if I need to, but I was able to get all the embellishments I wanted onto this page without overdoing it. So I had that one that actually that says "Darling." That was from, I believe, a Maggie Holmes crate paper. I think a birthday collection. It was a huge tag that I've been slowly using bits and pieces of that tag for all different types of projects. All right, so I thought about layering this where I'd have the green and the blue because I do have that green butterfly, and I definitely wanted to add that green elsewhere because the color inspo came from that tag that you see right there, that actually has little tiny itty bitty hearts. It has all of the colors. I found this other tag that was in my collection that I must have cut that out. I don't have that as a, maybe I think that was from my silhouette machine. And I didn't have any more scraps of that paper. So when I got done stamping on it, knew I was going to add it because that color was perfect with one of the heart that was on that sheet of that tag. I thought to myself, oh boy, I can't just have this one lingering piece of pink. And it was kind of a different shade of pink on this layout. I needed to add more to it, but yet I hadn't even gone into my stash yet to go, well, do I even have any more? I just put it down. And sometimes I do that where I just go for it and just hope that everything works out in the end. So when I got done placing all of those, I actually off camera went into my stash because I needed more of that green and I didn't have any more of the green embellishments in my bits and bob. So I went to my scrap papers and I found a strip of that green, And then I was like, okay, I also need to find letters because I wanted to add to the title of the beginning. And so that is when I came across, and you'll see here a little bit of the exact same shade by October Afternoon. It was their Sherbert title stickers. All right, so I'm just adding a smaller embellishment because I always like to do that where I might have something more of the larger scale size for embellishments and then work it up to the top as smaller ones. And then here I'm going to place that butterfly where I wanted it, and then that's the tag I'm going to use. That also came from a crate paper. I don't know if it's Maggie Holmes um, because I only have like 2 or 3 tags left for them from this. But I'm going to go ahead and use that as a place to house my title that is going to continue with the title that is on the page where it's the beginning. All right, so I'm going to add some dimension, some foam tape to the butterfly. I haven't done this in a really long time where I like to do this occasionally where I fluff up the butterfly as if it's actually moving across the page by placing foam stickers on one of the wings to, like I said, give it movement. All right, I did add off camera, I believe, the twine, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that on both tags, and now I'm just kind of placing where I want this tag. And you're going to kind of see me slightly shift this tag slowly over while the glue is still wet. And what I'm trying to do is, there is writing obviously underneath that you saw, and I don't want it to peek out from the little hole from where the twine goes with any of the font. So I made sure I moved it over to where it was completely covered. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab those October Afternoon letter stickers that I was talking about earlier. I found one in the perfect aqua shade, and then also, like I said, the one that matches perfectly with the pink, and that's what I'm kind of showing you. Off camera, I did add some ink splatters of some Rose by Heidi Swap Shine. That is pretty much, bottle is empty, but I still can get some small splatters in there. I'm gonna call this layout done. I'm gonna definitely take off the branding strip, and then this layout is good to go. All right, everybody, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I do hope you consider subscribing. Please let me know in the comments below if you like the fact where sometimes I come on live before I start my process to give some tips. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.